Welcome into an episode of the Sunbelt Syndicate where we're previewing the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns baseball team. With us tonight, we've got Seth Thibodeaux, JR Tollett, Cody Brasch, Rigoberto Hernandez of the Cajuns baseball team. Thank you guys very much for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
Very proud to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very excited to have you guys on and representing the Cajuns down there. Coach, I want to start with you. You have a roster that's made up of a very heavy Louisiana homegrown feel and aspect to it. I would assume that's pretty purposeful, but just talk to us about the talent down there that is local and what you've brought onto this roster specifically for 2026.
So for sure, you're going to grow up in Louisiana in our state, and you're going to know a lot about this program. Because Louisiana high school baseball is very talent-rich, tradition-rich, and, it's throughout the state. It's North Louisiana to New Orleans all the way over to Lake Charles. And there's a lot of really, really good high school baseball from Lake Charles, which is not quite an hour to our west, to Baton Rouge, which is not quite an hour to our east, and it's all along I-10. So the tradition and the history of the program's always had that, and then we dip over into Texas, East Texas quite a bit, and are able to bring guys over from there as well. So we're just very fortunate that we have a lot of good baseball, and we're in a very good location. And a lot of these kids in this area, their parents were Ragin Cajuns as well. They went to school here. So these kids grow up, Ragin Cajun fans.
I've got a follow-up question. So we ask a lot of coaches, players, outside of their home stadium, what is a away venue that they really enjoy going and playing at because of the atmosphere? And you guys always come up. Everyone has a comment about the Cajun Cooking Club, after the game. But what is it about your stadium, your fans, that give you guys such a great home field advantage and such a great atmosphere?
I think it's we have an incredible fan base. We don't have professional baseball, in Louisiana, and the Astros are, of course, an easier drive for us. And there's a lot of Astros fans here, but that's 3 hours away. So the Greater Lafayette area is a big baseball area, and kids are coming out in droves to, Fan Day. We'll probably have, 2,500 people that come out this Saturday for Fan Day. So we're fortunate to be in a baseball-minded area. They treat baseball like it's a football game. They tailgate. It's an incredible atmosphere, and it's always been that way. And I can't wait. There's two guys on this Zoom here that haven't experienced that yet. I can't wait till next week for them to see this, because it's an incredible fan base. A Wednesday night game, you're still going to have 3,000 plus in the stadium. I think they just like the event of it. It's a popular thing in Lafayette, and it's whether you're 25 and 30 or 40 and 15, you're still going to have a packed house. They love their Cajuns here, and it's a absolute honor and a treat to be able to coach here and see that, because I've coached at other places where it wasn't like that. And we go on the road and we don't really see that, unless you're in the SEC or some of the Power Fours. But, there's some awesome places in our league now too, Southern Miss and Coastal. Those places are fun. Troy, I can go through the list. Texas State always has a packed house when we're there. We can go up and down our league, and we enjoy those trips. I enjoy the road trips. I think they're really neat, going to App State, going to Old Dominion, all the East Coast stuff. That's a neat trip for us too. But we're just really fortunate that we have an incredible fan base and an amazing stadium and a rich tradition.
And JR, I know you're the only one that's experienced it. If you want to kind of, go a little bit further on what makes your fan base great, and then Cody and Rigoberto, if you can kind of talk about what you're excited about playing at home this season.
Yes, sir. Just Coach Tibbs, absolutely right. There's no place like it. In my experience, you go on the road, and it just does not rival. And that's non-biased. That's just what you feel on the mound. Southern Miss is probably the only other one, in my experience, that's had that same type of atmosphere, and I think that their area and their traditions are similar to ours. But I mean, Cajun culture is nothing like it. I love pitching at home. I really can't explain what that feels like on a college mound. It's really cool, and it's why you want to come and be a Ragin Cajun.
Cody, what are you looking forward to this year?
I'm just looking forward to playing in front of more than 20 people. I come from a junior college in Tyler, and there's not really there's probably 20 the same people every game. It's like it's hard to get adrenaline when you're just pitching in front of a empty stadium. You know what I mean? And hearing all the stories from JR, Herm, I had the pleasure of meeting LP from 2024, correct? 2024 team. He's always talking about the packed stadium, and I'm just excited to play in front of some people.
Yeah, it's the same like Cody. I'm very excited to play in front of a lot of people and see that fan base, that culture in the bleachers. Because I'm coming from an NIS school that you can see that often just if you go into the World Series, but you're going to see like 9,000, but it's pretty weird. So I'm excited to see that fan base, and I think it will be amazing.
Very cool.
I have no doubts about that. JR, you've got a little bit different situation maybe because of where you're from, right? So you're from Ruston, Louisiana, which some of us know is La Tech area, and we know that they're going to be coming in to the conference, and obviously not here yet. But what has that dichotomy been like for you personally, just to know it is going to happen? And I'm sure that you were also recruited by them as well. So like, what does that do for you?
Well, to tell you the truth, I know my parents are excited about it because when we, split series and everything, they're gonna want to be at the Ruston one, and then of course they'll enjoy coming down to Lafayette even more because our stadium is just better. We do baseball better, but yes, sir. I respect that program so much, and I think they're going to make a great addition to the sunbelt and just really, really spike competition for us, and that's what we want. That's what you're in the sunbelt for. I mean, baseball's good. It's really good. Coastal proved that last year, and I think there's multiple teams in our conference that are capable of doing what they did last year, and it just goes to show what our conference in baseball stands for. So very excited to have that team join, and for me, being from Ruston, it's going to be pretty cool.
Seth, you got a question here?
Yeah, I had a question for Coach. It was kind of a three-man race last year. A little bit of a down year for Louisiana, as we're accustomed to seeing with Cajun baseball. What are the expectations this year, and who are the horses that we're going to see in the box scores game after game? Who's going to lead this team?
Well, you're right. It was a down year, and it's crazy because we still came out fourth in our league, and it's like you're walking around Lafayette and it's a funeral. So I've always wanted to coach somewhere where it meant that much, So it's everyone's hungry, everyone's determined. It's a bad taste because of the 3-year run that we had going, and you're coming off of a conference championship, and but we lost a ton, and we weren't able to replace it in this day and age with where college baseball, it's an older game now. You've got to be old and mature, and you can't sprinkle too much youth in there because you're going to get exposed a little bit. And if they're young and playing, they're a unicorn. It's just an older, mature game that's similar to that of a single A or maybe high A type baseball. So maybe even better than that in some aspects. For us, these guys that are joining tonight, you're going to have JR Tollett, who's going to lead our pitching staff, an absolute mule, an absolute workhorse on the mound, blood and guts every time he touches a baseball. You know what you're going to get when you put your truck in park and walk to the ballpark and you're ready for the day. Like, there's no second guessing anything. You know exactly what JR is going to do for you, and he'll set the tone, whether that be on Friday night or Saturday. And the guys can sink it. He's got turbo sink, and he'll get you to swing and miss and get some ground balls. I like our defense, and I'm a defensive guy here. And And so I like those guys that can sink it a little bit and put the ball in the carpet because we can defend at a high level. So I'm really excited about that for us. We've got some older guys, and I say that we may even start a freshman at shortstop who can really, really defend. So Rigo's going to play second base, hit in the middle of our order. He's a switch hitter. He was an All-American last year at William Carey. And because of the Diego Pavia rule, we were able to get him another year. And I'm really excited about that because I think this young man has a little more baseball under his belt when college is done, and this might really help him get there. So excited about him. He can play all three infield positions, second, short, and third base. And then, of course, Cody's on here. Cody's a hard-throwing righty that we were fortunate to get last year, and he's going to anchor the back end of that bullpen for us. And at some point this year, I think this guy might hit triple digits. So we're all waiting for it. But he likes to throw baseballs hard, and you will feel him when he's on the mound and you're in the stadium. I can promise you that. So, no, but we around the horn a little bit. We're fortunate. We've got some talented players. Leomity's back, and he's one of he was, I think, second in the league in doubles last year, a fourth-year guy, rare fourth-year player in the program. He's going to hit in the middle of the order as well. I think Drew Marco is ready for a big season. He's going to play some third base for us, but again, he's versatile. He can bounce around the infield, extremely athletic. Last year, he transferred to us from Ole Miss, and he broke his hamate bone just when he had gotten going, and really, he came back way too soon. I think he was just ready to play and forced himself back on the field, and because of that, kind of was stuck in third gear a little bit for a while offensively, but then got going again at the end. You could tell, like, the more he plays, the better he gets, and he's a tremendous leader. I think Donnie LaSalle, we've got a transfer from Oklahoma State, who's actually from Lake Charles, which is right down the road from us. I think he's going to put up some big power numbers for us. He's got some electricity in that barrel, and he's going to probably play right field pretty much every day, but can play all three outfield positions. Maddox Mandino returns. We've got a couple sophomores that were thrust into the fires last year that are coming back and coming on strong. They're big and physical. Griff Abear, Mark Collins, two guys that really did a tremendous job of kind of navigating through a freshman year last year, and then now all of a sudden they look like they've been playing for 2 or 3 years for us. So I'm looking forward to those guys in the outfield. You'll see another freshman. He's kind of a unicorn too. He's a freak. His name's Noah Lewis. He's a freshman center fielder from Catholic High, Baton Rouge. But when you look at him in a uniform, it's exactly how you want to draw him up in the big leagues, not just for us. He's a good-looking center. He looks like he's an SEC free safety in center field. So I'm excited to see what he can do. Colt Brown behind the dish, Texas kid who's got some real power, and he's got a big league arm behind the dish. So we like where we're at. We like the pieces. We like these young guys that we had in our program. Owen Galt's another one that are growing in our program. And we like what we have on the mound. We like our team. We don't feel like everyone knows what we have, and we like that. It's kind of our kind of party. You know, we're unknown right now, and everyone's going to continue to talk about a couple teams in our league and kind of leave us out, and that's just what we want. So we'll be that team that comes around the back and comes get you. But we're tough. We're hard-nosed. We're very athletic. We're physical, and we know how to play together, and I like that a lot.
We'll edit all that good stuff out so no one knows what's coming.
Yeah, please do.
got a question.
I got a quick question. And let's just call it the way it is. In today's time, you talk about these true freshmen, studs, seeing the field. I mean, and I asked this question because we're all App homers, App State. And, you know, we lost a stud freshman last year to Clemson and freshman of the year. Like, in today's time, do you worry about that? I mean, I know it's coach speak. You say you can't worry about it, but like in the back of your mind, like, is it kind of one of those things where you know that it's a strong possibility of, you know, not holding on to us?
Yeah, it could happen. I'll be honest with you. I did really worry about that a lot. And the more you worry, like it's you're wasting your time from a coaching standpoint. And
right.
When Coach Deggs met with us the first day and said, boys, we're on a 10-month deployment together. We're going to kill it for each other for 10 months. And then at the end of that 10 months, we're going to reconvene and we'll talk it out and hash it out and see where we're at. But for right now, we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on ourselves and each other. I think him saying that relieved everyone, made us all look at it a little bit different. I honestly, I might sound a little biased, but I think we're at a place where kids will want to stay here. And I think it's a genuine place where this is where you really want to be, because you can accomplish
about the program.
Amazing things here. You can get drafted in the first round here. You can get to the big leagues from here. We had a first rounder 2 years ago signed for almost $3 million. So you can accomplish greatness here. But to ultimately answer your question, we've got to recruit smart and recruit our kind of guys where it fits. And if it fits, there's no need to go into the portal or try to get in here and leave. I think you'll want to stay. So, that portal is sometimes two-sided too, and it looks one-sided, but I think we do a pretty good job of retaining what we want here so far. And I'm not saying it's not going to happen one day. They could absolutely happen where someone gets stolen. I'm mentally prepared for it, but I want to make sure I stay professional and I do everything I can for that young man while he's here. And I think only having 34 players now really helps with the relationship. I think 40 is a little too much. I like a smaller roster, and I like to, we're a relationship-based organization. We have a tremendous relationship with our players professionally, and it's not easy. But I do think we really care about our players spiritually, physically, mentally, and all the way around. And I think that's what separates us a lot.
I've got a question. So we always talk about, the Sunbelt Conference is not a mid-major conference. Coach, you kind of talked about it. 21 kids drafted last year, 11 in the first 9 rounds from top to bottom, whether it's, the top teams in the league or someone that's last. There's talent all over the field everywhere that you go. Coach and JR, if you can kind of talk about just the talent that you see every weekend in the Sunbelt, and Cody and Rigo, if you can kind of talk about what you're most excited about coming into this league and seeing some of these guys that you're going to see on every weekend.
Our league is incredibly difficult, and I think that's fantastic. And adding Louisiana Tech will only make it better in terms of, getting 4 or 5. Maybe even we'll see that 6 team get into a regional in the next couple of years. So it's an incredibly fun league. It's a difficult league because everyone can pitch and everyone has some type of offensive power that can get you, and no one's scared of the other team. So you're going to get everybody's best. And I have a tremendous amount of respect for the coaches in our league and the athletic departments that have recognized that, hey, man, this is a power league. We need to take it and run with it. And they've really invested, and we've done some things behind the scenes as a conference that have you're seeing stadiums, you're seeing atmospheres, you're seeing everyone's recognizing that this is a power league and it's a real league, and there's really good players and really good coaches in this league.
Yeah. JR, talk about some of the guys that you face when you're on the mound. I mean, we've got some you got some hot bats in this league.
Yeah, the best way I can put it is you don't get a week off. Like, you look at your schedule and you really do have to take it, like, as a starter, whatever I'm prepping for. I have to look at that week and I have to respect that lineup I'm about to face. I'm gonna circle some guys in that lineup that are gonna get drafted, and I wouldn't want it any other way. We wouldn't want it any other way. It's a lot of fun, and we see that when you go to places that we play against. You see crowds that come support those games, and it's for those reasons. It's because of the products that I'm not going to call them organizations, but teams that we're playing against put out, and the resources they have. There's some incredible stadiums and experiences we get to live, and we do it every weekend at our place, and it's just fun. I can't speak enough about the Sunbelt and what we're about to get into, but it is an absolute grind.
Yeah.
And like Coach was saying, you got to go into this season mentally, physically, and spiritually prepared, and you got to take it one at a time because every single game matters. I mean, yeah, that's what I got on that.
Talking about the grind, JR, we just had Troy on before you guys, and we, like you just said, every single game matters, no matter what. Like we had Troy in as a regional team all year long until the very last weekend of the year, and a slip up against Southern Miss, and they're done. A couple midweeks here, a couple games they should have had earlier in the year in conference. If those games went the other way, could they have made been a regional team? Possibly, yeah. But just speaking on just piggybacking off what you said, like it is one game, but each game matters. Like Coach was saying, like if you want to make this a 4 or 5 team race, you're gonna have to battle each other every single night. So I just don't mean to interrupt you, but you're absolutely right. Every single game matters.
Yeah. Cody and Rigo, what are you guys looking forward to coming into this conference as newcomers?
I'm just looking forward to playing the type of baseball that I always used to see on TV when I was a kid, like watching college baseball on TV, watching the College World Series, and watching all the colleges play each other. I mean, that's what every kid dreams of. I mean, besides playing in the MLB and playing professional baseball, like every kid wants to play in front of their college students and just ball out and do what they love. And that's kind of what I'm excited for to do.
Good.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited too, because as Cody said, like I was talking to my mom like 7 years ago, watching TV, and said like I would like to play in the high level, and playing this sunbelt conference will be fine. Cause I see my buddy Jose Torres watching playing this conference, and it's amazing. Like, I mean, coming from NAI school is way different. Like, you can see the difference between the levels, and I'm excited to see them play in this high level.
I have the out of conference schedule that I'm going to bring up now. We'll start with the new guys. I want to see maybe who they're looking forward to facing, whether it's home or on the road. There's probably a lack of familiarity for some schools, but there's one that's real close, and I wonder if they're looking forward to taking that one on head on.
Well, to be honest, I'll always thinking about LSU. I mean, it's a big team, champion team last year. It's always like I like to compete with the high level, as I say. So looking that team forward is like a lot of competition, and that's what we build like in this program. So I'm looking for LSU, to be honest, but I'll take care of every team out of conference, because as coach said, like gotta play one game at a time, easily, and confidence in what you got in the team.
Cody, you got one that's sticking out?
Yeah, obviously, I'm really excited to play LSU. That would be awesome. Everybody wants to play LSU. Everyone wants to play one of those big SEC teams, and I think this year we got a really good shot at really competing and doing all that against those kind of teams. Same with K-State, U of H, McNeese, the Battle of I-10. I know that's pretty serious here between Lake Charles and Lafayette. Then UTRGV, I feel like that'll also be a good game. I heard that we played them last year, and it was a pretty good series that they had. So those are the teams that I'm looking forward to play.
Good picks there. JR, I know you've got some on here. I mean, no one's mentioned DBU, which for those that are not the biggest baseball fans, Dallas Baptist is no joke when it comes to baseball. They may not have high-ranking teams in other sports, but baseball may be their best one. I don't know if that one's sticking out as well, but JR, what are your thoughts on some of these teams you're facing?
Yes, sir. DBU absolutely sticks out. I mean, we played those guys in a series last year at home, and I pitched against them for a while and had to go through their lineup a few times, and they're really impressive. I mean, they are physical, and I think that's what stands out the most about that squad is just how physical they are. They're old. I remember that. I don't know what their team looks like this year, but I know their coach is pretty. I mean, he's got them in line for sure. But I mean, all these teams, I mean, most of them I've run into in my college career, and to be honest with you, I've kind of gotten old and numb. And I just look at this list that y'all are showing me out of conference, and I'm just going to go back to saying they all matter, and they're all coming to try and beat you and tear your season down because you know you mess around and you drop some Tuesday nights. You know, every team in college baseball in Division I is good. It really doesn't matter the conference, and I'm sure Coach Tibb, I'm going to hand it off to him, but we take in-state schools personal. Like we that means a lot to us. So that's what speaks to me the most. And so,
yeah, for sure. I think the in-state games for us, you know, we're fortunate to be in a region where midweek games are right down the road, right? And not everyone can say that. So there's a lot of state pride involved in that. Southeastern is an absolute really good program in the sunbelt. I mean, the Southern Conference. You know, Grambling was in a regional a couple of years ago. We actually played them in a regional. But you've got Rice, who's right down the road in Houston for us. Kansas State's coming down. You know, you can get in trouble here at UL because you can put together a really good-looking schedule that looks like a really neat football schedule. So you got to be careful, and sometimes the schedule maker, which is myself, will either get a raise or get fired off of these. So you got to be smart. But no, I'm kidding, of course. But no, this is a schedule and a midweek schedule that will allow, and I think it's our responsibility to make this schedule for our conference. And so we can continue to build the power of our league. Again, Rice and Houston are right there, a 3-hour drive for us. DBU is going to be a great weekend series for us. Kansas State comes down for a double midweek. And, of course, Missouri State's going to be a really, really good club. I have a lot of respect for their program as well, and we lead off with those guys. So, and you've got some West Coast blended in there with UC San Diego. So you've got them east to west here and Midwest as well, and you want to make sure you take care of business so that you can help your league out, and I think that's important for our league. But again, we treat all of these games like they're playoff games now, which you have to do because they are, and they won't remember if you only won 2-1 against someone on a Wednesday night. What they'll remember is if you lost that game when they go to selection day. So we want to make sure we do our part for our league and schedule the right way, do the right thing for our players and our program and our state. There's a lot of bragging rights involved here. And we want to make sure that we take care of our business out of conference so that when we get to conference, we can do a little damage and make sure that we are celebrating on Selection Monday.
Hey, Coach, quick question. Outside of, bragging rights and, owning the state, how much does playing those regional teams help recruiting? Just, having your name out there more visible to more people?
Oh, for sure. It's a big deal. The kids in Louisiana and Texas, they want to see these logos on that schedule. They want to be in that. They want to make sure they're playing that. And look, on the flip side, I can schedule the very safe schedule here, but I don't think it would do us any good. I don't think it's exciting for our players if we're in an era now in college athletics where like you're expected, if you want to be a big boy, you got to play a big boy schedule. So but that's what our fan base wants. We're going to sell 4,500 season tickets. They want to come see that big matchup. So we got to make sure we take care of our fan base too. But again, these games may look really good on the surface or big, but in all actuality, our league is so tough now that I feel like we're playing tougher weekend games now as well. So tremendous schedule. I think it's big for our players. It's big for recruiting, and they want to be a part of that. And now all of our games are on ESPN Plus. People are watching us from all over the country and internationally. So they want to see that. It's part of the show, and players want to play in that moment, as you heard Cody say earlier, and Rigo as well. They want to play that. They want to be on that stage and perform, and they want to play at the highest levels, and this is the route we have to take.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, we've got the Super Bowl coming up, and we're going to have a Latin flair to this thing. Rigo, I'm going to start with you. What you know, are you grabbing the aux cord in the clubhouse here and being a little DJ for us, or like who's the club DJ for the team?
Oh no, it's not me. Definitely, it's not me. They listen. I mean, we're listening country music, a lot of stuff like that. I gotta listen to it, but like it's Drew Markle, our DJ in the locker room. So I can't play really bad Bunny or something like that in Spanish. Like I do it like when everybody's gone and I'm like doing extra stuff in the field. So, but the real DJ is Drew Markle.
Okay, Cody, you got a country flair going on. You JR, you guys like country guys?
I love country music, but I don't really get the aux cord very much. I think they don't like the kind of country that I like to listen to, or at least most of the team. I know JR does, but
man, when it comes to aux, I've gotten humbled this year. I think when we start playing more trendy music, I get labeled as an unk. I don't know what's good. Yeah, I'm not ready to take that corner, but Drew Markle, he keeps it really fun and interesting, and it's all over the place. And a little sleeper pick, Donovan LaSalle had a Hawaiian roommate last year at Oklahoma State, and so he's big into reggae music, and I can get down with that. So we got a little bit of everything, but for guys like Cody and I, country is pretty much all we know.
Coach Deggs included.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, I gotta ask you then. Like, are you cringing at some of this stuff you're hearing, or are you? Actually,
no, I think it's funny.
The new school country?
I love listen. I like to hear what they're playing. Sometimes it makes me laugh. I'm a country music guy, and you're going to hear a lot of Hank Williams Jr. on our playlist at the stadium. We're not like everybody else. You're going to hear all kinds of country, different country in our BP. But for whatever reason, Coach Deggs is on this. Like he's always really liked this Tupac song, California. And for whatever reason, that's the one rap song we listen to during BP, and I feel like we hear it quite funny. But no, it's I enjoy listening to their music pick choices. It's hilarious.
Got a question for the group. So we hear on bus trips, the overwhelmingly popular game seems to be Mafia. Are the Cajuns a big Mafia playing team? And Coach, how do you feel about it? And do you get involved ever?
I do not, but these dudes get involved. This is a hardcore Mafia playing. I walk in the clubhouse sometimes before a meeting, and they're all heads down, and I don't even know how to play Mafia. I'm embarrassed to tell you that, but they love it, and so I love it. Coach Deggs loves it. He's all in it. He's all about it. They're into it though, big time.
Yeah, I can say that game is it is the best thing for a clubhouse. Every day when we walk in that door, we put our phones up. We don't even bring our phones into the locker room. And as soon as you enter the clubhouse, the brotherhood gets started. And so whether that's music, whether that's playing games, we play ping pong. I heard some talk about bringing an electronic dartboard in today, and I'm good for anything that gets you connecting and closer with your boys, because ultimately that's who you're going out to the field with every day, and it's just stuff like that. It's just what you'll remember about college baseball. It is not the stats. I can't even remember scores from last year. I just remember, the core memories, stuff like that. I laugh about all the funny memories.
Who is the ping pong champion on the team?
Oof.
I got mine. Yeah, Herm.
Herm is always trying to run it with somebody.
Andrew
Cole's really good. Garrett and Pappy are always playing. Who else? Colt and Herm get at it quite often.
Herm just does it with sure will. I mean,
yeah.
He's just not going to let himself lose. And I have I have my suspicion. I hope he sees this. I have my suspicion that he comes in the locker room at night and practices
100%. I
like
guarantee
Forrest
you.
Gump.
Like if I say Forrest Gump style, just half the table folded up. going
I
up.
promise you. And he's the same way with the Wii.
Oh yeah,
always
he's
trying to get
nasty with the Wii.
together for a group team hangout at his house to play the Wii. And no one wants to play with him because we think he practices every day for 2 hours when he gets home. I'm telling you, man, that hurt.
Coach Tip, this is for you.
The same way.
All right.
And obviously, the reason we do this podcast is to promote Sunbelt baseball. And when you think about Louisiana baseball, there's only one other team in the conference that compares to the tradition, the culture, and I think we can all agree that's Southern Miss.
Sure.
Just sitting here listening to you, you just ooze with Louisiana baseball, and I'm sitting here just quiet watching you, and I just can't think how good, like, well you are for that school. Like you're just, I don't know. That's just me personally. You're just oozing with Louisiana baseball. Like you're a Louisiana guy. You're baseball. And you can tell just how much you love these kids. And as somebody that sits here and does this every week, I can't help but think like this is Louisiana baseball. Like this right here, like the passion, the family. Like I'm so glad you guys were on here tonight. Like just listening to you guys talk. Like again, when we have the guys from Southern Miss, it's the same thing. Like you can compare Coastal and you can compare Troy, whatever. But when you win, guess what? That's when people come.
Right.
But whether you're, I guarantee you, the crowds were the same last year, whether you're winning a conference championship or you're middle of the pack. Like,
right.
You guys are good. You're good for baseball. Like,
thank you.
This is what we do every week, and just being able to talk to you guys, you're oozing with it. Like, I just had to say that. Like, you can just see the passion on the screen for Louisiana baseball.
I appreciate you saying that. That means a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I take that as the ultimate compliment because I take a lot of pride in that state flag, and I cherish every day being able to wear Louisiana on my chest. It means a lot to me, and I feel like our players feel the same way.
Absolutely. I think that's also another mark, is that how many guys you're getting to stay in state and play for you. When you see nowadays with everything going on, guys can go anywhere they want, right? I mean,
Sure.
they can go across the country and go
We're all
play
junior colleges now. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So it's great to see that happening. I do want to jump back into the schedule and talk about the Sunbelt slate specifically. And everyone's going to point to the outside of Southern Miss and Coastal as the kind of the top two teams, but we got Troy again. We just talked to them as well. They're up there. You guys do not have an easy out-of-conference schedule, and you certainly don't get it any easier within this conference. Coach, I'm going to start with you. Is there one that maybe you don't even want to talk about the baseball aspect? Is there a road trip you're looking forward to because something about the stadium is fun and enjoyable, or like the food while you're there is something that you really like?
I got to be honest with you guys. I enjoy this trip to App State. I'm looking forward to our players. I don't know if anyone on our team, we haven't been there since 22, my first year here. The trip there is so unique. I'm looking forward to our players being able to see that. And because it's just a really neat trip. We're fortunate to be able to take these cool trips. We do go to Troy. Coastal comes to us, Southern Miss comes to us, Texas State is leaving our league. I enjoy that trip as well. JMU's also a neat trip. I think the App State trip's a really unique trip, and I think we have some of the coolest venues or coolest little areas to visit on our conference. I enjoy it. I love our road trips. They're all a lot of fun because they're in really cool parts of the country. But ultimately, from a boring coach talk, we're just taking one conference game at a time. Have you ever heard anybody say that before?
Never.
Everyone has their niche in our league, and we know what they stand for, and we got to make sure we stand for ourselves. And I just respect the heck out of our league. But I am glad that Southern Miss and Coastal are at home for sure. But I am looking forward to that trip to App State. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. How about the rest of you guys? Same kind of question, whether it's the opponent or just the venue. What's everyone looking forward to?
Go down the list here. Cody, start with you. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to also make that trip to App State. I've heard it's a beautiful field, and everyone like Coach Chib just said, it's an awesome trip. And this might sound like a cop-out answer, but I'm excited to play every single one of these teams, and I'm not going to take any of these games for granted. I'm just excited to play baseball, this game that I love.
Does Georgia State still play at the rec department in Atlanta?
Hey, they're getting new digs next year.
I guess they're getting a new park. I'm looking forward to see that, but they do play at the bus yard.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
JR, how about you? You got anything circled?
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it all. First off, this is my third year, so just as many of these sunbelt venues that I can experience, that would just be awesome to me. I know Troy. One thing I can think about Troy off the top of my head is last year throwing to a lineup of 8 lefties and a 9th hole righty. So I don't know if that's designed because they have the short porch, big wall in right field, but well, I don't know if that's what they're trying to do over there. But so I'm obviously circling that trip, and then I know we get Southern Miss and Coastal at home. I think right. Yep.
Yeah.
So I look forward to that as well. I think our fan base is going to rock for those series.
How about you, Rigo? Anything pop out at you?
Yeah, I mean, every game this conference is gonna be hard. Like, it's gonna be a good baseball game. I'm not looking forward to pick one team that I would like to play against them, but I know something that I would like to see is like play against USM, like see that team and compete against them and compete against each other like other teams. And I'm looking forward to go upstate. I'll hear about it's gonna be a fun trip. And I never been in their place. I mean, in North Carolina or South Carolina. I don't know where it is. So I would like to see that and enjoy it.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the schedule. You guys get app in May, so hopefully the weather's not brutal. Early season in Boone can be iffy.
It's true.
Thankfully, it's a little later in the season. We're not cold weather guys, even though it's our kind of weather. We like playing in the warm weather too.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Baseball's a warm weather sport.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, let's go to the cold weather sports. I said I was going to have this question for you guys. I gave you a little preview so you could think about this a little bit before we got going here. Riggs, let's go from the bottom to top this time. Is there a specific sport that if you wanted to or could do in the Winter Olympics that you would choose to be a part of?
I never been that cold. Like, I mean, where I'm coming from, I never see snow every day. So I think I will pick hockey. Like, I will try to play hockey. I don't know, probably like a goalie. Who knows about it?
Okay.
So yeah, I will pick hockey about it.
I like that one. JR?
I'd probably choose curling. Yeah, I saw some pretty cool TikTok edits of curling. And I feel like it's kind of like a shuffleboard, but like cold and on ice. So yeah, curling sounds pretty cool. And I'm not very good on skates. I'm not very good on skis either.
So my best chance would be snowboarding, even though I'm tall and got long levers. But I had family that was in the Winter Park area in Colorado growing up, so I actually have some trips under my belt snowboarding. That's what I always did. And then growing up, I've basically grown up on a lake and done all types of water skiing and wakeboarding and wake surfing and you name it. So as long as the board is just like one and my feet don't have to separate, and that just for whatever reason that brain signal, when I get on skates or anything, I'm all over the place. So yeah, snowboarding's my answer there.
Nice.
My wife's Canadian, and she actually was a figure skater and a big time skier. So I don't even know how to put skates on. So I'm out on that. And she's a better skier than I am, so I probably can't pick that either. But I'd have to go with the bobsled. I'd love to jump in a bobsled.
Nice.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
Is there coaches on staff that you'd want on your team for that?
Oh yeah, Zach LaFleur, 100%. That dude he's a bull. He would be the back end pushing, kind of like Herschel Walker used to do back in the day. I would be like the guys on Cool Runnings. You remember the movie Cool Runnings?
Oh yeah,
I'd be like those guys. I'd be the one in the front just jumping in and going.
Oh yeah. That's a good team building movie if you guys haven't seen it. You young guys over here. Maybe before your time. I don't know. Maybe it's such a classic that you guys have actually watched this thing and enjoyed it. But
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
it's a phenomenal movie. If you haven't seen it, just check it out.
It's fantastic. We might pop that on the bus on our first road trip.
There you go.
I could see Riggs bringing out like the lucky egg, like just the lucky egg.
No doubt.
I would love that. Have a little mascot on the road trip there with you.
Yeah.
Man, this has been phenomenal. I can't wait for this season to get started and see you guys put everything that you just talked about into action, because as Seth said, you can feel it. You can hear it. You can see it in your faces. The fact that you described a pitcher going after blood and guts, that's the coolest thing I think I've heard as far as a pitcher description. So I can't wait to see JR and Cody bring that aspect on the mound this season into the sunbelt, and Riggs to bring everything that he's going to be doing in the infield for you, Coach. Is there some last things you want to leave us with? I obviously like to see these guys, throw out their socials for anybody that wants to follow them specifically on the whatever, X they're calling it, I guess now, and Twitter and Instagram and all that good stuff. But Coach, before they do that, is there something you want to leave us with?
Yeah, just I personally, as I get a little bit older coaching, you try to enjoy as much as you can and not try to rush. Like, I can't wait till the season starts. For me personally, I'm trying to make this semester last as long as possible, because when you have a group of guys that you enjoy working with, fighting for, you want to bend over backwards, mainly because you know what they'll do in return for you as well and how much it means to them. I just, our coaching staff wants to give everything we've got to these guys and make a run and regional, super regional, whatever that may be. But I think we're conditioned physically and mentally for a run this year and our league and have Omaha on our sights and do big things. We want to play on that stage. We want to get back right into it. And we're really looking forward to that. And I think this team will be a lot of fun to watch for sure. And they'll fight you, they'll scrap you. And some days it's going to bang, and some days it's going to defend and pitch. And so we have a team that I think will travel. It may take us a little while to put it all together, but I can guarantee you that the process will be a lot of fun. And these guys enjoy the process, and I enjoy that with them. And looking forward to hopefully seeing you guys in App State when we come over there.
Yeah, I was going to say, hopefully we can run into you in May and
that would be
shake
awesome.
A hand or two.
Heck yeah, that'd be amazing.
Great.
Yeah.
Because we're very appreciative that you had us on.
Hey, guys, I got it. Before you give out your social, I asked this to every player, and Coach, I'd love for you to answer this too. So we've all got kids that play sports. My two boys eat up with baseball. That's their favorite sport. And, every kid growing up that you want to play D1 baseball, you want to get drafted, you want to try to make it to the show, right? And a couple of you guys are probably on the cusp of that. So if you could go back to talk to your 10, 11, 12-year-old self and give the best piece of advice over everything that you've learned to get to where you were, what would you tell your 12-year-old self?
This is going to be an easy answer for me. So 10, 11, probably not, but high school, I've always done a good job of just loving the game. So that'd be my first piece of advice is just, first off, you got to love the game, because if you plan on playing it at the next level, it becomes your life and a full-time job. And if you don't love it, you got to get out of it. But for, let's say, like, as you get older and you start trying to get recruited for pitchers, it's all about velo. And I would have I want to say it was a necessary step in my process. But if I would have just learned who I am sooner and what I do works sooner, I think that would have saved me a lot of hardship and maybe even injuries in high school, chasing something that I'm not, instead of, look, man, everybody grows at different rates in time, and it's all going to come together. I never in my life imagined I'd have the body I have now, and that's the reason I chose to go D1 out of high school and not fool around with junior college, is so that I could get in a program such as UL that could condition my body to throw 92 miles per hour or whatever that target goal is. You're gonna put it together, and you're gonna get your man muscles eventually. So that would be my advice.
I would probably tell my 11, 12-year-old self to just trust the process, because it is definitely a process, especially being 12 years old and you're going through summer ball and you're going through high school baseball, which is like an incoming freshman, and you're over here trying to compete with the seniors, and you start trying to do what the seniors are doing, and your young body is just giving out because you're trying to be someone that you're not. And coming out of high school, stressing about college, stressing about what I'm going to do in college, stressing about having to go to junior college and whatnot. I'm just telling them to trust the process and just trust God's plan, and everything will work out.
Well, I will say to my 11, 12 years old, have fun, trust the process, love the game every time, because you don't know when is the last time you're going to play this beautiful game. I will say the best advice, guys, like listen to your coaches and have fun every time. Play the best game that you can do.
Yeah, for me, it would be the kind of echo all of them is like take a step back for a second, trust the work. Like if this is a working man's game, you have to put in the work, and there really are no days off. It's a special sport that if you can just focus on that aspect of it and not worried about what it can give you more so than what can you put into it, the things you receive from your teammates and the group that you get to play with is just a special time. This I cherish every single day that I get to do this as a coach and coach at this university. I'm just appreciative. I think it's where, obviously I'm fortunate that God put me here. But I'm going to enjoy every single day with these guys, and I'm going to make sure they know I'm there for them no matter what. As a coach, as a player, to be yourself and not try to worry about what everybody else is doing or try to keep up what's going on social media or wherever. Worry about that. Just put in the work, and everyone's story is different. No one has the same story. And we all have amazing stories of how we got to where we're at today. And our players share that with, our team on a daily basis. So enjoy it, because it's an amazing sport, and we all have expiration dates on. Some get to do it longer than others. Some expiration date will end here in a couple months. We're just going to enjoy this thing and enjoy everything every single day and try to impact the program and others around us.
There you go. Well, guys, you want to tell everybody where they can find you online?
I do Instagram and Facebook. So, I think it's just my name, JR Tollett, and the number I wear, 20. I don't have X, especially during season. That's just a personal thing of mine. So,
you guys do MySpace? Just asking. Remember, just me. Okay, never mind.
I bet JR is one of the only people left in college who still does the Facebook thing. I feel like that's like the older thing that like the guys, they're not getting into it these days. But I don't know, maybe Cody or Rigo will surprise us and say they got a Facebook too.
Sleep on Facebook Marketplace. All right.
There you go.
Don't sleep on it.
I just use Instagram. It should be just Cody_Brasch. I don't really use Twitter. I have a Twitter, or an X as they call it now, but I don't really use it that often.
Yeah, I use more Instagram, and Man, I watch a lot of video on TikTok, but I'm not into it. Yeah, my Instagram is like Isaac17HA. Isaac is my middle name, so that's how Coach Dick called me every time.
Nice.
He
I
loved
like
it.
that.
Yep.
Coach, let people know your socials too, because there's probably some kids that are going to watch this. They may want to find their way onto the Cajun roster at some point.
I do. I'm at Coach Tib on X and Instagram, and I do talk to a lot of recruits through both, and it is a big deal. And I don't put a whole lot out there, but I do communicate with a lot of players on there. So yeah, I'm easy to find.
Nice. I like that, guys. And you were also easy to interview. It's really a joy to have you on. And yes, we absolutely will all three be trying to get up the mountain. Well, Seth's already on the mountain. He can just mosey on down to the stadium for that series. But Marv and I have got a 3-hour trip to get over there, but hopefully we can make that work, because I'd love to see you guys in person as well. And especially with how I know you guys are going to play this season. So thanks very much for joining us.